Today I'm going to show you how to teach your dog to go from a down position to a sit position using the action that I call push. First, let me show you what it looks like. Let's look at that again in slow motion. I've put a blue mark on the screen by Laser's fuzzy little butt and a green mark by his front paws to show where each of these are at the start. Notice at the completion of the push that Laser's rear is still in the exact same place it was before. His front end did all the work as he pushed himself back and up. Also notice how far back his front feet are from where they started. I teach the dog to do it this way to make sure he can't ever creep forward in utility signals when going from the down to the sit. Next, Ray and I are going to show you how to teach it. I hold a treat between my thumb and first finger and extend the other fingers so that my hand looks similar to my eventual utility signal. Then I place the treat right at Ray's nose and use it to lure him up and back. Here it is again. Notice that my hand has to go up and away from me at an angle to draw Ray up into the sit position. It's easier to reach if the dog is nice and close to you. If the dog makes a mistake, just abort that attempt and get him to lie back down so that you can try again. After a few repetitions, your dog should be following the treat in your hand quite readily. As soon as you can, preferably in the first session, you want to get the food out of your hand so your dog doesn't become dependent on its presence. So as soon as your dog has the idea, try doing it with an empty hand, but use it the same as before, including having your thumb and first finger together. Basically, pretend you are still holding a treat. Then, once your dog has completed the push, get a treat with the signal hand and give it to him from that hand. The next step is to do the push with a completely open hand so your dog knows for sure there is not food in it. Notice how Ray sniffs my hand for food at first. You may have to go back and forth between this step and the previous one a few times before your dog will do the push reliably with an open hand. At some point, as you work with an open hand, you will notice that your dog is starting to push himself up before your hand gets all the way to his nose. When that happens, you should be able to complete the signal without ever making contact with his nose. However, you should still be reaching well past the point that your dog's front feet were to start. Once your dog can do the push with an open hand close to his nose but not touching, practice like this for a few days. Be aware that at first your dog may need a review of the earlier steps at the beginning of each training session. When your dog is reliably doing the push with your open-handed signal, the next step is to gradually increase the distance between your signal's endpoint and your dog's nose, like this, then this, then this.